happy music there because we're talking about something very happy, and that is daana, which means cultivating generosity in Sanskrit. My next two guests will explain exactly what that means. I'm joined by Bhaskar Goswami and Goyer, co-founders of daana. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Nice to be here, Derek.
So first of all, why did you start daana? What was the purpose behind that?
Well, you know, it was actually, the story goes back about 2 years ago when the center we had to close down. And, you know, I told the students that we didn't have the resources to keep it going. And then one student said, you know, yoga has given me so much in my life. I'd like to give back. I've just finished my basement. I have hardwood floors. Why don't you come practice in my, teach in my basement? Another student said, you know, if I remove the furniture and the dining table set, it creates some space, teach in my living room space. So I started to go as a guest from these houses and start teaching yoga, and that's how the idea started about 2 years ago.
So, and the why, though, is I think something more, Caroline, than just, you know, leaving that and inviting people. What was the ultimate purpose and the goal of starting?
Well, I think Bhaskar has an interesting story about the why.
Yeah, well, you know, when I first started practicing yoga, it so happens that I was also like a guest in this wonderful South Indian family's home.
Okay.
I didn't know the family, I didn't know the other students, I didn't know the teacher even, and the practice gave a lot in my life. So it's kind of how I learned yoga, and it's essentially how these ancient wellness practices were taught for centuries, you know, back in the old days. So what we call the gurus, the teachers, they taught in this way, and the students, they gave back sort of spontaneously in the spirit of generosity. So if you were like a prince, you might give jewelry. If you were a business person, you might give money. If you're a farmer, you give food of some sort. Or if you had little means, you just, you know, do the dishes or prepare the food. Some way of giving back to your teacher to support and appreciate the teaching. And that's kind of the spirit of generosity, which is why we call our project daana.
So what sort of giving do we see in this particular initiative? You mentioned some that are, you know, more grandiose. What sort of giving have you seen?
Well, the way it works is that we have hosts that will offer a physical space and teachers that will offer their teachings. And together we create classes.
Okay.
So, for example, if you were finishing work, you could open our app and go onto our website, and you'll find a whole bunch of different wellness activities. So you'll range from wellness to meditation to Tai Chi, self-defense, and so much more. And then you get to choose a class that you'd like to participate. There's a whole description. And then you click to reserve your spot. You attend this class, and after the class, you'll receive a message saying, hey, Derek, I hope you enjoyed this class. We'd love to hear your feedback. And then you get to click on, if you like, you get to click on the button to contribute and give it forward. So essentially, your donation, your contribution, is to pay for the class to continue. We, with this same contribution, we cover our costs, and the teachers get a percentage, and the hosts get a percentage, so that we could offer these classes to more people and more places.
What a great idea. So the idea is just whatever space is available and whatever somebody wants to offer. How successful has it been? Because, you know, sometimes you ask for a donation and, you know, some people, depending on their means. Has it been successful for the instructors as well?
That's what I found to be quite remarkable. The donations have been very generous, actually. You know, people really like this concept. It's a wonderful way to spread the teaching. You come into somebody's home as a guest, and right away you feel humble and grateful for that experience. And of course, it's got a more homely feel to it. So after the class, quite often the guests might make some tea or prepare some biscuits. So it creates this wonderful sense of community, and we find that people really appreciate that way of learning and looking after their body and their mind. So the contributions have been generous. And it's also a wonderful way to teach as well. As a teacher, when you have no expectations, you're just there to give the fullness of your experience, just to be of benefit to the students. It's a wonderful experience, you know, for all the parties, actually.
Absolutely. And we should mention as well, you've won some very prestigious awards so far. Can you tell us about some of those?
Well, we recently participated at the Montreal Startup Fest, which is the biggest startup fest in Canada, and it so happens that it's in Montreal. So we were there, and Bhaskar was lucky enough to win the CBC pitch contest. So we've had some visibility with the CBC. And yes.
And the Rise of conference, since we got a grant out of over 60,000 entrants around the world to go all the way to Hong Kong to present the daana concept there, which was also remarkable.
Well, and you mentioned the word remarkable, and that's exactly what this concept is. Yeah, congratulations. What a great story, and thanks for coming to share it with us here this morning on Breakfast Television.
Thank you, Derek.
Hi, this is Bhaskar from daana. Thank you for watching that interview. I wanted to add that we are currently looking for Danapreneurs, who are like the local activists, if you will, that help us promote and propagate the wellness classes in various communities. We're also looking for interns, primarily to support our marketing initiatives. And finally, we're looking for investors to release the resources and help us support this project more meaningfully. So if you know anybody like that, or if you happen to be one, you can just reach us at contact@globaldaana.org. And if you wish to participate in any other way, if you wish to teach a class or offer a space or participate in a class, please jump on in at globaldaana.org. And I hope to see you at a class sometime soon. Thank you.